Boom. Yes, once again, back is the incredible business credit builder. How's everybody doing? Thank you all for coming. Let's just get started. Today, we're going to talk about how to build business credit for your EIN that is not linked to your social. And today is the free money version, in which I'm going to tell you how I even found out about business credit, okay? And how my client gets free money. All right, I'm gonna tell you all about that throughout the whole, by the end of the program, I'm gonna tell you how he gets the free money. All right. In the meantime, I'm gonna show you how to build business credit, all the steps needed to build business credit. Okay. And this is not like a sales class, like I sell the stuff, but sales class only give you just enough information so that you can buy the product, but I'm gonna teach you how to do it straight up and down. All right. My name is Noel A. Booker Sr. I'm with businesscreditbuilder.us, LLC. And what we do is help entrepreneurs and small business owners build business credit and access funding. All right. That's how we do it. All right. So let's get going. I just want to let y'all know that I'm going to go pretty fast, so y'all could take notes. There'll be times where we could ask questions. You could open up your mic to ask a question, or you could type your question in the chat box. All right, take notes. All right, here goes my contact info. All right, you got my my telephone number, my email address. All right, there's 3 buttons on the bottom. The first button is how you can get a free guide on how to build business credit. All right, you just go to businesscreditbuilder.us/free guide. The next button is the free business credit consultation. That's what you do if you want to talk to me about the services that we provide. You just go to businesscreditbuilder.us/consult. Okay. Now, if you think that you qualify for funding now, then you would go to get approved for funding by going to businesscreditbuilder.us/get funding. All right, cool. Let me give you a quick background on me, right? I was born in New York. I went to Morehouse College, studied accounting. I had a few jobs in corporate accounting, and I was always entrepreneurial. So I started my own company called MediaNet USA. And at MediaNet USA, what we do is accounting and bookkeeping services for small businesses. We do websites for small businesses. And now we talk about business credit. So let's get started. What is business credit? Business credit is credit that is obtained in a business name. With business credit, the business builds its own credit profile and credit score. With an established credit profile and score, the business will then qualify for credit. Okay? And this is credit that is solely on your EIN number, right? So how I started doing business credit was like this. So I was working as an accountant for my client, Jay. Jay has a freight company, right? So at the freight company, I'm doing the books. And he also had me doing websites for his companies and his clients' companies, okay? So every time I did a website, I noticed $250,000 hit the bank. All right. So one day I said, Jay, I need to make some money. Can you find something for me to do? He said, this is what you do. Go find a company, and we're going to do a deal on that company, and you can make some money on that deal, right? I said, okay. So I found my buddy named Philly Phil. He got a company he's just sitting on, right? So 6 months later, we walk into Chrysler with a $250,000 credit line. We walk out of there with 4 vans, the Sprinter vans that we run on Amazon now. We did that without providing a personal credit check. Okay, so I know business credit works. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you more about this later on in the thing, right? But basically, Jay has a freight company and he's getting $250,000 dropped in his bank account every time I do a website, right? So hold that story. I'm gonna get back to that. Let's go on with the business credit. Okay. This credit is in the business name and based on the business's ability to pay, not the business owner's ability to pay. Since the business qualifies for the credit, in some cases, there is no personal credit check required from the business owner, okay? The business can use this credit to qualify for revolving store credit cards like Staples, Lowe's, Sam's Club, Costco, BP, Walmart, even MasterCard, Visa, Amex. The business can also qualify for credit lines and loans once you have business credit. A credit profile can be built for a business that's completely separate from the business owner's personal credit profile. This gives business owners double the borrowing power as they have both personal and business credit profiles built. Business credit scores are based solely on whether the business pays its bills on time. Okay? Solely on whether or not the business pays its bills on time. A business owner can obtain credit much faster using their business credit profile versus their personal credit profile, okay? Because with personal credit, there are 5 factors that affect your personal credit. With business credit, there's only 1 factor. Here goes the 5 factors. Personal credit scores are based on 5 factors. Payment history is 35% of your score, right? Payment history is 35% of the score. Utilization is 30% of your score. Length of credit history is only 15%. Accumulation of new credit is 10%. And the credit mix that you have is 10%. Now, with business credit, there's 1 factor, and that's how you pay your bills. What you're looking at now is a chart. This is for Dun & Bradstreet business pay debt score. See, the pay debt score is the score that lenders look at to determine your credit worthiness. It goes from 0 to 100, okay? So if you have your score that's close to around 100, then that tells the lenders you are expected to pay your bills early, okay? If you have around 80, that means you pay your bills on time. If you have around 70, that means you pay your bills 14 days beyond the terms. And if you have your 60, that means you pay your bills 20 days beyond the terms, 21 days beyond the terms. Now, a 70 pay debt score is a lendable pay debt score, okay? But I get my clients to get to 80 or above. That's where you want to be, a pay debt score of 80 or above. And it's easy to get that, okay? And I'm gonna show you how. Here goes some more benefits. Approval limits are much higher on business credit accounts versus personal accounts. Per the SBA, credit limits on business cards are usually 10 times higher than consumer credit. When done correctly, business credit can be built without a personal credit check. Business credit can quickly be obtained regardless of personal credit quality. And there is no personal credit reporting of business accounts. Most business credit can be obtained without the owner taking on personal liability or a personal guarantee. This means in case of default, the business owner's personal assets can't be pursued. When a business owner applies for financing, their business credit is reviewed. Not having business credit established will get an owner declined for financing. There are no regulations that require the lenders to notify the business owner for their reason for denial. So most never know. Anyone can pull your business credit reports without your permission. Clients, prospects, potential buyers, even competitors can see your business information. This means they can see payment history, high credit limits, the number of employees and revenue, your past payment performance, and much more. This is what is on your business credit profile. Almost any business can get business credit as long as it has an EIN number and an entity set up. You don't need collateral. You don't need financials, and you can be a startup in order to build business credit. You just need to know the proper building steps, okay? So building business credit is a step-by-step process. Each step is needed for the next step, and there's no skipping steps, okay? Okay, what you see now, you're excused. What you see now is what anybody can see for free. Okay, if your mic is on, please put it on mute, please, thank you. So this is what anybody can see for free right here. There's a place on the Experience website where you put your business name in and your address, and you can come up with information like this.
Let me see.
I got you. All right, so anybody can see this free. You go to the Experian, there's a place to put your business name and address in, and you can come up with information like this. This is Mars Incorporated. They're in McLean, Virginia. Now, the point that I want to bring to your attention is the trade lines, okay? You see that trade line? They got 22 trade lines. So let me go over what a trade line is, because the trade line is the basis for building business credit, okay? It's like the brick to building a house. You got to build the house with bricks, and the trade lines are the bricks to your strong business credit, right? So this is what a trade line is. And I want everybody to understand what this is from the beginning, so we're on the same page, okay? So you go to a company. They give you an account, a credit account, where you could buy something on credit. You go and buy something on credit. That means you have the item, and they gave you an invoice so that you can pay it. You didn't pay it yet, right? So now you got the item. They gave you an invoice. Now we're gonna go pay that to them, right? We pay it. Now, this is what happens when you pay that bill. That company sends a report to the business credit reporting agencies. The report says, XYZ company, that's you, has a limit with us. They can spend X amount of dollars with us. And I see your hand, hold tight. And they have a credit limit with us, right? They made a purchase, and they paid that invoice off in X amount of days. And they send that report to the business credit reporting agencies. And the business credit reporting agencies, they put that on your credit report. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is one trade line. Does anybody have any questions about what a trade line is? Jessica, you got your hand up, run it.
How you doing? My question is something you just mentioned previously. When I put it also in the chat. So if your numbers are good, such as the amount of revenue you bringing in, but you have a business credit card, like I have my business account through a credit union, but I don't have any business credit. But if I wanted to go purchase a truck, finance a truck through the company, um, I might get denied because I don't have business credit.
That is correct. Now,
Okay.
every place that you go to does this differently, right? So having business credit, the benefit to you is that one, you might go ahead and get approved because you got business credit. Two is now that you got business credit and you do get approved, then they'll give you more money with better terms, okay? So that's the benefit of having business credit, is that once you do get approved, they'll give you better terms, they give you more money, they might spread it out more. So not having business credit can get you denied, because you just got to think from their standpoint. This is a business coming to me. Now, they're going to look at your personal credit in most instances. Now, and then they also want to know that you as a business, the business has a record of paying bills on time. So maybe you at home, you pay your bills on time, but maybe your business don't pay jack. So they just try to determine that too in some instances, but everybody does this differently, right? So some put more emphasis on personal credit. Some don't put much emphasis on personal credit and they go on business credit, or some do both as a combination, or whatever it is their calculations are, right? Okay, so I hope I answered that question. Any more questions? Let me see. We got Jin. I'm gonna mess up your name, Miss G. I'm just gonna call you G. Okay. Can you give examples of good credit accounts for the trade lines to build? Yes, I can, and yes, I will. All right. We just ain't get there yet, G. All right. Stand by, G. Don't skip the steps. Let me go in the order that you need to know this info. All right. All right. Let's run it. Okay. This next one is Publix. Look at this. Publix, they got 171 trade lines. And Walmart. Walmart, they're like the king of trade lines. All right. So Walmart, this is how they do it at Walmart. Walmart goes to Bounty. They say, Bounty, let me get a truckload of toilet paper. All right. So the owner of Walmart, he don't go in his pocket and pay for that. He don't tell the accounting department to cut a check for that. The truckload comes. They show up at the store. They put the toilet paper on the shelves. We go in there and buy it. They take our money and pay the bill. All right. And then Bounty says, hey, you did that good. Here's 5 truckloads. And they just keep on doing that over and over again. They do that 513 times. Okay. So that's how business is done at the big corporate level and at the small business level. The small corner store guy, same deal. The bread comes. They're not paying for that bread right then. They're counting how many bread units come in, how many units went out. This is done. This is how business is done with business credit. All right. Cool. How to build business credit for your EIN that is not linked to your social. Okay, this is the basic rundown right here. A business starts building a brand new credit profile, much the same as a consumer. The business starts with no credit profile. The business gets approved for new credit that reports to the business credit reporting agencies. The business uses the credit and pays the bill timely. A positive credit profile is established. As the business continues using the credit and pays bills timely, it will qualify for more credit, right? That's the basic scenario, right? So let's get down to the details. All right. No, remember I said each step is needed for the next step. And this first step is what I call build business credibility. I also call it fundability. How fundable is your business based on the credibility, okay? And this is the most easiest step right here, but it's the most important step of all the steps I'm gonna tell you. This is the easiest and the most important step, all right? So the perception lenders, vendors, and creditors have of your business is critical to your ability to build strong business credit. Before applying for business credit, a business must ensure it meets or exceeds all lender credibility standards. There are over 20 credibility points that are necessary for a business to have a strong, credible foundation. All right, we're gonna start with the business name, all right? It is very important that you use your exact business legal name, okay? Ensure your business name is exactly the same on your corporation papers, licenses, and bank statements. So this is when you go to the Secretary of State in the state where you reside. You register your name, okay? And when you get that certificate back, how they have your name printed on that certificate is how you're gonna spell your name exactly the same. Every single time you write your business name, no abbreviations of your business name. The dashes, the commas, the spaces, everything needs to be exact. You know what I mean by exact, right? Exact. And that applies for the address as well, how they have it on that certificate. Okay, Ms. Williams, run it.
Okay, so when you're saying that we have to go to the Secretary of State, are you saying that we need a LLC with the EIN number as far as
That is
securing a
correct.
business name? Okay.
That is correct. That is correct. You definitely need to register your name with the Secretary of State, okay? Erin got a quick question. Is this only for product-based businesses or does it work for service businesses also? This works for all businesses, period. Nonprofits, all right? All businesses. If you do the steps that I'm telling you, this works. No doubt about it, okay? You have to go to the Secretary of State, register your name, okay? When you go to the Secretary of State and you register your name, they will ask you to select an entity. What you need to know is that in order to separate your personal liability from your business liability, you must use an LLC, which is a limited liability corporation, or a corporation. If you choose a partnership or proprietorship, then you are personally liable for anything that happens with this company. Okay? Okay, EIN number. I'm not gonna say too much about an EIN number, but I'm gonna tell you the two things you definitely need to know about an EIN number. The first thing you need to know is that you cannot build business credit without an EIN number. Can't do it. The second thing you need to know is that the EIN number is free. So do not go out here and pay nobody for no EIN number. Okay, just go to irs.gov, takes you 15 minutes, boom, boom, bam. If you got some questions about the EIN number, just let me know, but I'm not gonna spend that much time on that because most of y'all know what that is. Okay, now let's get into the business address. Business address. Now this is where a lot of people have to rethink stuff, all right? So there are three options when selecting your business address. And these are the three in the order of priority. The first option would be a brick and mortar, a storefront. You definitely need a place where you can accept packages. Okay. But a lot of people can't afford that, right? So cool. The second option is a virtual office address that you can get for as low as $50 a month. Okay. The third option and the last option is the home address. Now, the reason the home address is the last resort is because creditors and lenders do not perceive home-based businesses as being credible. But they do this on a case-by-case basis, right? So let me give you an example. Let's say you're a hairstylist and you're doing hair from the house, right? Well, maybe you might be able to pay that bill, because that's all they want to know, right? Is if you can pay that bill. They're trying to sum you up and see if you can pay that bill. Okay. So cool. The home address. Now, one thing to know. Okay. I know where I was. My bad. Okay. So if you're a hairstylist, that looks like you can go ahead and pay that bill. You might be able to pay that bill because they be making some money doing some hair. Now, on the other side of that story is this. Let's say you're a trucking company. Well, maybe you can't have all those trucks at the house. Okay, so they're really trying to see if this makes sense. And one thing to note is that on your Dun and Bradstreet credit report, there is a Google Maps picture of your business address. Okay, so they're looking right at your crib when they're deciding whether or not to give you this money. Okay, they're looking right at your crib, right? Or your business address, right? So you definitely need a deliverable physical address. You cannot use, under any circumstance, your PO box or your UPS address as your main business address. You can use a PO box and a UPS address to operate your business, but not as your main business address. Okay? Some lenders will not approve and fund unless the criteria is met. Now, let me go back to the virtual address. This is my go-to for virtual addresses. All right, DaVinci Virtual Office Solutions. They start at $50 per month. If you go to this website, businesscreditbuilder.us/vendors, then you will see explicit instructions on how to get the right product. Because you can't just go to any virtual office company. Because a lot of virtual office companies, what they do is they'll give the same address to hundreds of businesses. That's not the move. That's a red flag automatic. So DaVinci will give you a unique address for your business. That's how you need to have it. You need a unique address for your business. All right. DaVinci is going to help you out with that. You're going to need some special instructions. It'll give you all instructions on what to do. There's a telephone number to call. There's a person to ask for, and you got to tell her this information right here. When selecting an address with DaVinci, you will want to pick a location with this verbiage: private mailbox number issued required. Okay? That's how you get the right stuff. I'm telling you what to do, for real. All right? All right, bust it. Now, the next step is the business telephone number. Okay? You must have a dedicated business phone number that is listed with the 411 National Directory Assistance under the business name. And it's also connected to your address when you list it, okay? This is a necessary step, This is not the step you skip, all right? So you need a local number that's listed with National 411 Directory Assistance, right? Lenders, vendors, creditors, and even insurance providers will verify that your business is listed with 411. A toll-free number will give your business credibility, but you must have a local number listed with the 411 Directory Assistance, okay? So the summary of this telephone deal is this. The local number listed is necessary. Having a fax number and a 800 number is not as necessary, but when they check your local number to make sure it's listed, and they will, they check that off and say, yes, good. Now they see that you have a fax number and an 800 number for your business. Now you're looking more like a credible business. Now you don't have to be a credible business. You have to look like you're a credible business on the real. And this is how they think, okay? So it's good for you to understand how the lenders and the creditors think. That's how they think. How you set up your business. This is important. What they perceive, because it's all on an application, right? So check this, right? So every time you do something with a business, you're trying to get an account or a loan or whatever, you have an application. And on the application, there are different fields. And each field, they're doing something. They're doing something on every single field. They're doing something. For example, on the telephone side, they're looking up all cell phone numbers. When you put your telephone number in, what they're doing is looking up all cell phone numbers and all home-based telephone numbers. And if you come up on that list, then they could deny you and they don't have to tell you why they denied you. That's very important. So this is my go-to for the local numbers is Freedom Voice, Vonage, or Ring Central. All three of these will help you out most definitely. But my go-to is Freedom Voice because they'll give you a local number for $9.95 a month and they will list it for $3 a month. So I figured I got to spend at least $13 a month. But they'll go ahead and throw in a fax number and an 800 number for under $20 a month. That's the go-to, Freedom Voice, all right? Bet. Fax number. I told you all about this, but we're going to just like a quick review. Lenders perceive a credible business as one with a fax number, point blank. Websites. Not having a website for your business will get you denied. It will, okay? Them creditors, they will go to Google, put your number in, and they're gonna try to find you, all right? Lenders verify credibility by checking name, address, phone, fax, about us and services and or products. Do we have a question here? Let's see what this is. Howisha. Wow. I didn't know you could build business credit for a nonprofit. That's something to know. Okay, yeah. Most definitely. A nonprofit is a business first, right? A nonprofit does not mean no money. It just means the money I make, I don't have to pay the IRS on it. Okay, so a nonprofit is a business. No, most definite a business. Okay. Okay, so websites, right? Not having a website will get you denied, right? So at my company, MediaNet USA, we have an all-inclusive package that includes everything that you need for a website. All right. And I'm running a special this month. So this is what you get. You get domain registration, 12 months web hosting. I'll design the website for you. You get monthly updates, expert customer service, unlimited emails, right? And you get internet consultation, meaning that when you want to expand your website, I'm going to consult you on what it's going to take to make that happen. This usually goes for $350. This month only, we're doing this for $250 for the first year. $250. You can't beat that, right? Actually, you can't beat the $350. And in this, I just want to say, in this business of internet stuff, right? Websites and stuff, you can get websites for $10,000. You can get a website for $1, but you will get what you pay for. Okay. I just want to tell you, you will get what you pay for. So you can get it cheaper than what I'm giving it, but you will get what you pay for. And what you really pay for is the customer service for when you need to do something, when you need to change something, when you need to get some interaction with your customers. That's what you need to be thinking about when you get a website. All right. I'm going to leave that alone. Oh, here goes a good question. Erin, will local Google Voice number work? Okay, this is my deal on the local Google Voice number. I'm always down for the free joint, right? But I'm gonna tell you, the Google Voice number does not list all the time. It doesn't list consistently. So some numbers will list, some numbers won't list. Okay, so I don't even bring that up no more. I just gonna tell you exactly what's gonna work without a question. If you have an existing Google number, then I try to list it myself by going to listyourself.net and you list it. And then it takes about a week for you to determine whether or not it got listed. Okay, so if you want to go through all of that, you can do that. And if it don't work, then you just do it the right way. But if it will list, then you're good. Okay, because I got a business that listed my Google number, but everybody did after that didn't get listed. All right. Okay.
You try to do it, but it's not. I don't know why it did all that. I thought it had something to do with the Wi-Fi upstairs.
Hello, you asked me a question. Who's that talking?
Oh.
Who's that talking? Hello? Okay. Does Jessica, how do we contact me for a website? What you do is schedule a free business credit consultation. As you see on the screen, the free business credit consultation, that's just the same as scheduling a meeting with me. Okay, do that right there. That's the same as scheduling a meeting with me. So that's, yeah. Quinta, the $250 is to set up the website? No, the $250 is everything I said. This is all inclusive. It includes domain registration. It includes 12 months web hosting. It includes me designing the website, okay? It includes monthly updates to the website. It includes unlimited emails. It includes expert customer service, and it includes internet consultation. If you go to a company like GoDaddy, they're gonna a la carte you every single piece. And then when it's time to go get an email, then they're gonna charge you $100 a year for a single email. So whoever you do go to, make sure that your email is included with your website, all right? Okay, cool. Erin got what she needs, boom, boom, bam. Now you can't beat that with a stickball bat. What? You can't beat that with a stickball bat. I'm trying to tell you right now. All right, word is born. All right, so that's the websites, right? So emails. It is important to get a company email address for your business. It's not only professional, but it greatly helps your chances of getting the thumbs up from a credit provider. Setting up a business email address is just too easy and inexpensive to neglect. Okay. Basically, this is simple stuff, right? Don't use a free email service. all right? The lenders want to see you communicate from your business address, which means you got a business website and your email address is your name at yourbusinessname.com, right? So don't use partychick@yahoo, right? Right? This is simple stuff, right? Oh, good question, G. After the year is up, how much is it per month to service for the website? So after that first year, then your website renews at $150, right? Which includes your web hosting, which is $10 a month, and your domain registration. So that's $150. Every year, it'll just be $150. The first year is the $250 for this month. For the month of June, it's $250, but normally that price starts at $350. And of course, it depends on what you want on your website. So what I'm describing to you now is like a brochure type of website. It got the homepage, nice pretty homepage. It got your about us page. You got your services and products page. You got your contact page. Then you can, if you got some more stuff like you want to add your PayPal button, I'll throw that in. If you got some other little stuff, I'm gonna try to make it happen for you. I'm gonna bend backwards a little bit to make it happen for you. I'm not gonna bend all the way over to make it happen, so you have to charge up some if you got some more stuff, right? But I'm gonna make it happen for you. That's where the value is. See, these other companies, they don't have your interests at heart when it comes to these websites. They don't have your interests at heart, okay? I'm gonna make it happen for you. I just don't want to take your money for the websites. I want to get the website up, running, and make it work for your business so that next year you'll keep paying the $150. I'm just being straight, right? That's how it goes. All right. All right. All right. Boom. So we talked about the email. We talked about the website, right? Now, here goes some more info that you need to know. See, once you got your certificate from the Secretary of State, right? You get your certificate from the Secretary of State and you have your EIN number. That's when you're ready to go to get a bank account. Your business banking history is vital to your future success of being able to secure larger business loans. The date you open your business bank account is the day that lenders consider your business to have started. All right? That's just information. Good to know, right? The longer your business banking history, the better your borrowing potential will be. Okay. I'm gonna skip over that. Licensing. One of the most common mistakes when building credit for your company is non-matching business addresses on your business licenses. Even worse is not having the required licenses for your type of business to operate legally. You will need to contact the state, county, and city government offices to see if there are any required licenses and permits to operate your type of business. Okay, so basically, if there's some licenses that you need, make sure you got them. Most people do, but a lot of people have the old address on those licenses, and they can deny you and not tell you why they denied you. That's why all this credibility stuff is so important. There's so many points that they can deny you and they don't even have to tell you why they denied you. All right? That's what makes this all so important. Okay, state business listings listed correctly, county license and or permit filings listed correctly, city license and or permit filings listed correctly, IRS filings listed correctly, okay? Take the time to verify that the main agencies, state, IRS, bank, 411 National Directory, have your business listed with the same way, with the same exact legal name. So I'm setting it up for you so that when you fill out this application, they're going to check you. And you want everything to line up correctly at that moment. Okay. Also take time to ensure every bill you get, power bill, phone bill, landlord that's in the business, has the business name listed correctly and comes to the business address. Okay. All right, we're going to take a break and see if anybody has any questions on this credibility stuff. You see, this credibility stuff is so important. It took me that long to do that, right? All right, any questions on setting up your business to be credible in the eyes of the lender? All right. No questions? Y'all good. All right. So we went through that pretty decent, right? Now, that's the most important step. All right. And you, without this, all this stuff that I just talked about being done correctly, now you can move forward knowing that this stuff is correct and you won't get denied and not know why you didn't get denied if this stuff is set up correctly. Okay. G has a question. You will be going over on how to get the DUNS number. That's next. See, you right on it, G. I'm telling you, right on it, G. All right, that's the next step. All right. So once we do get our business set up correctly, and we are credible in the eyes of the lender, we are running. We're not walking. We're running over to Dun & Bradstreet to get our free DUNS number. It's easy. You just go to Dun & Bradstreet, you apply for a DUNS number. When you go to their website, it says get a DUNS number, you apply, all right? That's easy, right? But this is what you need to know, okay? You don't want to go there before you set up correctly, right? But what you need to know is that you need to know why you need access to your business credit reports and who the business credit reporting agencies are. So we got Equifax, Experian, and Dun & Bradstreet. There are the three main business credit reporting agencies. And you need to get your business credit report from each one of these, because when you get those trade lines and you make a payment, they send that report over to business credit reporting agencies, and you want to make sure that they are sending that information correctly and timely. Okay? And they don't do that very well. Okay? So they're in the business of making the sale. They already sold the item to you. So they don't have much customer service for after the sale inquiries. For instance, let's say the trade line does not show up, and then you call up this vendor and you ask them, well, where's the trade line? What happened? I made the payment. The lady that picked up the telephone don't even know what a trade line is. That's just a customer service person. Then you're gonna need to go to the credit department. Well, the person that picks up the line, they might not know why your trade line didn't post yet either. Then you have to go to the credit manager. Now, this credit manager, he might be able to help you, but in a lot of cases, these companies use a third party to make these transmissions to the business credit reporting agencies. So it's good to have a company that is coaching you along the way, because we can figure out when there's a mistake and how to fix the mistake. When I started, I had a mistake. It took me 3 months to even figure out I had a mistake, and then it took me 3 more months to fix it. So when you have a consultant like us to help you each step of the way, it saves you time and money, all right? Okay, did we have some questions in here? Q, Ms. Williams got a question. How long does it usually take for a trade line to show up on the reports after payment? Good question. We didn't get there yet, all right? I'm gonna talk about that. It's coming up. G got another question. So for the bills that need to be paid on time, do they go off when the bill is due, or 30 days, like your personal credit, to determine good payment history. Hold on, what are you talking about here? So the bills that, you got a microphone, you crank up your mic. So for the bills that need to be paid on time, do they go off when the bill is due? I don't know what you mean. Do they come off your credit report or what? What do you mean? You got a mic? No? Okay, I'm gonna assume that they come off. You're asking if when you make a payment, does that bill come off of your credit report? No, it stays on your credit report as a bill that you paid either on time, you paid it early, you paid it late, you paid it, 14 days after, you paid it 30 days after, you paid it 60 days after. It stays on there so they can see how you make your payments. What you want them to see is, I made all my payments early or on time, right? On time, preferably, but early is even better, right? So I hope I answered that question. Okay, let's move forward. We got a whole bunch of still to go. Let's go. Okay, so check this. You can go to businesscreditbuilder.us/reports. You'll see these icons, right? These logos. They are linked directly to the websites of the respective company, to a place where you can put your business name and address in it. And you can find out if they have a report on for your business already. If you do have a report for your business already, then your business name will come up with the address, and it might tell you how many trade lines you got, if you got any. All right, that's what they'll do for free. All right, but in order to see the detail on your report, that's when they want to charge you, right? And they're going to charge you about $100 per month for each one of these companies to get access to your business credit reports. That's what they're in the business of doing. They're in the business of compiling information, and then they repackage that information and they sell it. That's what they do. With my company, we'll charge you $25 for all 3 reports per month. All right, so we'll save you a little bit of money there. Okay. Okay, G said it's loud in her background. So I meant if you pay your bill late, it takes 30 days for it to go on your credit report. No, it does not take 30 days. All right, this is how it goes. Oh, actually, that's a question somebody answered, and I'm going to tell you shortly. All right, y'all are ahead of the game. Hold on, we still on just understanding some stuff. Okay, let's just understand this stuff. We're gonna get down to that nitty gritty. I'm telling you. All right, I ain't gonna leave you. I'm not gonna leave you hanging. All right, I'm not gonna leave you hanging. And you do need to know that information, and it's definitely in this protocol. Okay. All right. Bet. Okay, so now, so far we've covered setting up your business credible in the eyes of the lender, and we talked about the business credit reporting agencies, right? Now we're gonna actually, build some credit, all right? Now, so if you're starting from scratch, you don't have nothing on your credit profile. And now what we have to do is put something on the credit profile so there's something there, right? We have to make something, we gotta put something on there so we can have a credit profile built and a score, right? So what we're gonna do is go get a net 30 account. And we're gonna get 5 net 30 accounts. A business credit report can be started much the same as a consumer report commonly is with small amounts of credit. The business can be approved for small credit amounts to help them build an initial credit profile. These type of initial cards in the business world are commonly referred to as vendor credit or net 30 accounts, which means they're going to give you a little credit. When you get something on credit, you got to pay it in 30 days, right? Pay the total balance in 30 days. A vendor line of credit, we all talked about that. Boom, boom, bam. Let me see. What else was that? Okay, yeah. That's the net 30, right? So you all know what a net 30 is, right? Take you 30 days, you got to pay it off in total. You can get products and services for your business needs and defer the payment on those for 30 days, thereby easing cash flow. And some vendors will approve your company for net 30 payment terms upon verification of as little as an EIN number and a 411 listing. Okay? You need real startup vendor accounts. Okay? This is hard because one, you got to get these companies that's going to give you credit when you have no credit, which is hard, right? And two, they have to report. And only 10% of all businesses in the United States report to the business credit reporting agencies. So this is a hard step right here, okay? But I'm gonna hook you up, though. I'm gonna hook you, right? So boom, here are some vendors who will approve your initial, who will approve you for initial credit even when you have none now. Okay, my first spot is Maverick. That's the first spot. Okay, Maverick reports to all 3 business credit reporting agencies. Okay, Quill, Barnett. Quill does office supplies. Barnett is a Home Depot company. Okay, they sell everything Home Depot sells. Uline sells sanitation, janitorial supplies, food supply stuff. Okay, DigiKey, they sell a bunch of BS, electronic stuff. So like when I came across DigiKey and I couldn't find out something to buy, because this thing, all this business credit thing is about is adjusting your payments so that you can benefit off of your credit, right? So you need to adjust your payments. So DigiKey, I couldn't find nothing to buy. So I looked back in there again and I found these flashlights. And I bought some flashlights. Now, mind you, you have to pay, you have to spend at least $50 with these companies in order for them to report. Okay, $50. Otherwise, they may not report. Okay. Okay. Now for Maverick, you can go to businesscreditbuilder.us/vendors and get the code and get the link and get linked right in to get the hookup. Right. All right. Cool. Okay. Apply first without using your social. Now, I'm talking about these net 30 accounts. Do not put your social in the place where the social is asked. You leave it blank. There's a place to put the EIN number. That's what you do. You put your EIN number in that place. You leave the social security number blank. They're going to ask you to put the social security number there. You tell them, please submit this without my social. All right. There's no law that requires you to put that social. Now, if you have an application that has the place for the social and there's no place for an EIN number, you got the wrong application. You need the business application. Okay. Boom, bam. Some vendors will request it. Some will require it. I mean, will tell you that they need it, right? They don't need it for these net 30 accounts. Okay, pay your net 30 accounts in full and on time. You must be patient and allow the vendors' reporting cycles to get into the reporting systems. Okay, this is how it goes. This is the timing. 2 people asked about the timing, right? So here it goes. Okay, when you make that payment, they send that report in, right? So when you get these accounts, you need to know 2 things. One, who they report to and when they report, what day of the month they report. most companies report at the end of the month. Okay. Now, some vendors will not report if you buy the item and pay for the item in the same month. So I got a strategy. And we're going to go with the strategy that's going to tell you the time frame, right? So buying, let's say we got a company, they report to Dun & Bradstreet and they report at the end of the month. That's what we know. And that's the two things I told you. That's what we need to know when we get these accounts. Who they report to, when they report. So we got a company, they report to Dun & Bradstreet at the end of the month. So because I know when they report at the end of the month, I'm gonna buy my item close to the end of the month, like the 25th. Then at the end of the month, when they report, I want that report to show I owe. Right? So I bought the item on the 25th. They report on the 30th. It shows I owe for that item. Then I'm going to pay that item within 14 days, about the 5th of the month. Okay? But within 14 days, because when you pay within 14 days, the report that they send in says they paid early. If you pay between the 15th day and the 30th day, you paid on time. If you paid on the 31st day, late. Okay? So now, you bought the stuff on the 25th. They reported on the 30th that they got this account and they owe. Then you paid it. Then at the end of that next month, they report that you paid it. And then it takes about 30 more days for them to actually put it on your report. Did y'all get that? I answered that question, right? Did y'all get that? Ms. Williams, are vendors and trade lines the same? Vendors and trade lines. Not technically, no, but generally, yes, right? It's the vendor that's going to send the report that's going to create your trade line, right? So that trade line is that vendor. So yes and no, right? So if you look up the dictionary, they're going to give you two different definitions, but they're basically the same for what we're talking about here. All right, I hope I answered that question, Ms. Williams. Okay, so did I answer the question about how long it takes for it to hit your trade line, hit your business credit report? I want to make sure that y'all got that. Did y'all get that? Because I know it took a little thinking to go through all of that. Yes, G said yes, bet. All right, let's move forward. I got some stuff I need to do before we get out of here. Okay, most merchants and vendors, retailers offer business credit, but they do not advertise it. There is no benefit for the merchant to promote credit with no personal liability if the business owner is willing to take on that liability. So they don't promote their business credit cards and regularly ask for social. Okay. Now, some vendors will require an initial prepaid order, right? Uline is one of these companies. Uline, if they look at your credit profile and they don't see nothing, ain't jack on your credit report, then they're going to ask you to do a couple of transactions first before they give you this net 30 account that reports. Okay, just want you to know. Okay, you need to have a total of 5 net 30-day pay accounts reporting. 5 net 30 accounts, right? Now, this is what you need to know also. Dun & Bradstreet, in order for them to give you a pay debt score, you need 3 trade lines hitting Dun & Bradstreet. So of these 5, 3 of them report to Dun & Bradstreet, 1 report to Experian, 1 report to Equifax. 5 trade lines before you can go to the next step. 5 trade lines. You see that car? You see the car, right? The car got the number 5. Bust it out. The car got the smoke. You check it, right? Now, check out his face. His face is like, yo, I got credit now. We rolling, right? So now we rolling to the next step, okay? The next step, we get revolving accounts. This is where we want to be, but we cannot skip that net 30 step because these companies will not give you credit if you got no credit, without question. Every time you go to them without anything on your credit profile, they need you. They're gonna decline you, okay? So after 5 trade lines are established using vendor accounts, obtaining revolving accounts is the next step. Revolving accounts are cards a business owner can use and not be required to pay the full balance owed each month. Revolving accounts approvals will begin coming in from stores. Store revolving credit must be obtained before the business owner can start getting Visa, MasterCard, American Express type cards, okay? So first you get 5 so you get the revolving accounts, and then you need to get 10 before you can apply for business credit cards, okay? Most stores will not approve a business owner for business credit unless the business owner has an established credit profile and score, just like in the consumer world. Vendor accounts must be used first to establish a profile and score, then store credit can be obtained. It usually takes about 90 days or less to establish a score and profile with trade lines, okay? G has a question. You have to get 10 what? I missed that part of the story. Okay, you need 10 trade lines. See, that's your goal here, is to get a track record of your business paying on time. So we got 5 net 30 accounts, and then we're gonna get 5 revolving accounts to total up to 10. But this never stops. You just don't get to 10 and stop. You keep going, all right? You keep getting accounts. You keep showing that you can pay a bill on time to these different vendors, okay? So major stores do offer business credit, including Home Depot, Lowe's, Office Depot, Staples, Best Buy, Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, Amazon, Dell, Apple, BP, Chevron, Racetrack, okay? So you can select any of these once you got credit, okay? Once you got those 5, then you go to the revolving accounts, okay? And there's a whole bunch of others. Once 10 accounts are on your credit, that's when you can start applying for Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. Approval amounts will be equivalent to the highest credit limit amounts on the business credit report. Try to have 10 accounts with at least one of them having a high $10,000 limit. And this is how you do that. You take one of these revolving accounts, you use it more often than the others. You make payments on time to that. When they see that you're making on-time payments, then you call them. You ask them to increase my limit, and they'll increase your limit, all right? Or they'll tell you, well, we don't increase limits until 6 months. Well, now we know when to call them back to increase my limit, okay? It is essential to keep using the credit, keep applying for more, and talk with credit providers to raise credit limits. If you do this, business credit will keep growing until higher limit credit lines are obtained within 6 to 12 months. Now, we're going to go through this real quick. 3 ways to get funding that your bank won't tell you about, because they will not, they don't sell this stuff. They cannot offer you this type of stuff. See, in funding business, only 1% of all business funding comes from the major banks. 99% of all business funding comes from alternative funding sources, not the commercial bank. Okay? So, alternative funders are hard to find because they don't have an office in every city, in every neighborhood, right? Like the commercial banks, they got a branch in every neighborhood. You can walk right in and talk to somebody. But alternative lenders, you got to find them, okay? So I'm going to go over these 3 types of funding just so that you can understand the thought process. Don't be alarmed if you don't qualify for these. Some of them you may qualify for, some of them you may not, but I'm explaining them to you so that you can get an idea of how to think about funding your business, right? Okay. Cash flow financing. And I'm gonna go over these really brief because we're running out of time. Okay. Cash flow financing. Cash flow financing is like when you got money coming through your bank. If you have $10,000 in deposits each month, you don't even need credit. I could get you a loan. But these are costly loans, right? Higher interest because it's a risk to them. So this is what existing businesses use. If your existing business, all existing businesses come into situations, and this is what they go to get money real fast, like next day fast, okay? So businesses might need to pay their payroll. They might need a piece of equipment they need to replace. So this is a highly emergency for them, and they go to get these cash flow financing, okay? Also got a bunch of cash flow financing options for you, okay? Another thing is collateral-based financing. Collateral-based financing is financing you can get when you have viable collateral to offset what you are borrowing, okay? Here goes some examples of collateral. Accounts receivable, that's the same as factoring. So my client Jay, remember my client Jay I was telling you about, right? This is how he funds his freight business, right? Normal day-to-day funding of his freight business. He'll sell the receipts, the invoices for making his deliveries. He batches the invoices and sells them and gets paid the next day. That's one of the ways he gets money for his business, all right? That's through accounts receivable. So if you have invoices, if people owe your business, you can sell those invoices in general. Purchase orders are like when you have government contracts. So you can't go to a bank with a government contract and get funded, no. But there are alternative lenders that will supply you funding just because you got a government contract. Stocks, bonds, 401ks, those type of investments stay intact, and you can get a business loan on those, okay? Just contact me, I'll show you how it's done. Revenue lending, inventory and equipment, right? So if you have $100,000 in equipment or inventory, you can get a business loan. If you have equity in your home, you can get a business loan. If you're an insurance agent, you can get a loan based on your book of business, and that's your list of clients, okay? So that's collateral-based type funding. Now we're gonna go to unsecured funding, all right? We also call this hybrid funding. This is our hybrid program as well, and this is good for people that have good personal credit, and this is also good for startup businesses, okay? So how this works is we approve you using your personal credit. So if you have a 685 or above, we can get you funded. 685 or above, we get you funded. All right. And how this works is they look at your personal credit, they look at your highest revolving account, right? And they'll match that 5 times on 5 credit cards, up to $150,000. This is good for startups, okay? Okay, we're gonna skip over that stuff. Now, we have other types of funding available also. We have private money. These are private companies and private people that just have stacks of money and they're looking for a good idea. We have venture capital and equity financing. That's like the Shark Tank guys, where they give you money and they take a piece of your company. You all know about crowdfunding. We also have equipment funding, specialized funding, signs, and vehicle wraps. So back to my guy, Jay, right? Remember, this is the free money edition. So I found out what Jay was doing to get free money. He was getting equipment loans and getting free money like this. So his freight company, he had a freight company, right? Remember I said, Jay, I was working at the freight company doing accounting, right? So check this. This is what he was doing. Every time I did a website, right, for one of his companies or his clients, he'll go get a loan, an equipment loan, to buy trucks for his trucking company. But he has another company over here. This other company is a truck sales company. That's his truck sales company, right? So he goes to the alternative lender that does all they do is equipment loans, okay? That's all they do is equipment loans. So he goes there, he asks for an equipment loan. When he gets approved, because he knows he's gonna get approved, because he got all the credibility stuff all lined up nice and proper. So he knows he's gonna get approved. He got everything lined up. When they approve him and they cut that check, they cut that check to the truck sales company. That's money coming right to him, right? So then he figured out that I don't have to pay that. I don't have to buy those trucks. So that money automatically turns into a loan. After a certain amount of days, it automatically turns into a loan. And see, he's so advanced at this that he don't even pay that loan because none of this stuff is coming back to him. Because check this, right? When he defaults on the loan, which he is, he's gonna default on the loan. He ain't paying jack. They're coming for the assets of that business, whatever the assets of that business has. And that's all they can come for. Now, this guy, his name ain't even on none of this stuff. So this is free money to him. And this guy got about 4 or 5 deals on the table at any given time. And he just does this over and over and over again. And I'm thinking to myself that, hey, this is working really good for him, but this isn't like moral, right? I just want to go get money and help my business grow the real way. And that's why I teach you how to build business credit the real way, step by step. There's no skipping steps. Step by step, you build up your trade lines. You make payments on those trade lines. You build up your business credit. I'm not teaching you the shortcuts. I learned that this happens because this guy was taking advantage of the system. That's how I learned. He was taking advantage of the system. And I realized how to do it for real. And now I show you how to do it for real, step by step, the real way. All right. We got some comments going down. Okay, Kia, it's free money until Jay gets caught. Well, I'll tell you, Jay ain't getting caught because I knew Jay for 10 plus years and he still does this. Actually, he does it as a bigger level now. Okay, but this is how I met him, and this is how I learned about business credit. And let me tell you, one of them customers, one of his clients that he did it for, they was trying to come back to him, and even when they went to the police, they couldn't touch him. So it's all legal what he does. It's just not moral. Okay, and that's how I mean, like, I ain't trying to do that. I'm trying to do things real. I'm trying to do things right. I just want to get money for my business so I can expand my business. And that's why now I teach you how to do this the right way, step by step, trade line by trade line. That's the correct way to do this. I'm not going to teach you how he was doing it, but I'm going to teach you how I learned about this stuff, right? And that's why I tell people the real deal. Ms. Anderson got a question. What are your thoughts about the QuickBooks loans? I don't know much about those QuickBooks loans. Okay. But I do know whatever situation somebody's going to give you some money, you go shopping, right? You figure out how much they're going to give you, what the interest rates is, what the terms are. You compare it to other people, to other situations. You compare. I'm going to say for getting loans for businesses is hard. I ain't going to lie. It's hard because you might get approved, but then what terms are they giving you? See, that's where you get caught up. Okay, I can get you approved, but now let's get through the terms. All right. Okay, I got it. Loopholes. Yes, Kia. That's right. You gotta know them. That's why I give you these little details. Right? All right. So I hope I answered those questions that we had there. Let's go ahead and get out of here. How to easily get business credit and financing all in one place. It's the Business Credit Builder, and it's powered by the Business Finance Suite. That's how we do it. If you go to my website, you'll see testimonials at the bottom of each page. Go to my website, businesscreditbuilder.us. People will tell you how the Business Finance Suite works. All right. And the Business Credit Builder is powered by the Business Finance Suite. All right. This is Brian. He's from New Jersey. Go to the testimonials. He's going to tell you how he got his money real easy. Okay. So this way to get funding is the easiest and it's the fastest way. Okay. You get business credit for your business, not linked to your social. Through the top selling business credit system, you get access to funding for your business to start, build, and grow. Our cutting edge technology helps you meet credibility requirements before you apply. Because when we help you build up your business credit and we give you the vendors, we give you the underwriting guidelines, meaning we give you, what you need to qualify before you get qualified. Therefore, you're not wasting time. You get access, you can access discounted business credit reports. You get a free DUNS number. You get the largest supplier of vendors to start your business credit. Now, these starter vendors, they change. So the list I have today is different from the list I got 3 months ago because they change. Okay. You get a massive selection of revolving store credit with underwriting guidelines, hard to find cash credit sources that you can get within 120 days. No personal credit check or guarantee is required in order to build business credit. Okay. You get access to the cash flow financing, collateral financing, unsecured, private money, or all of that stuff, the hybrid program. All right. Now, my customers that come in, this is what they get. They get a control panel. You customize control panel that brings you through every single detail of building your business credit. All right. You go through the steps, right? See, every single step we're going to go in there, right? And each step we go in there, we're going to give you instructions on how to complete that step. All right. There'll be a video on how to complete the step. And if you still can't figure it out, there'll be a person that you can email or call to help you complete that step. So you will not be doing this alone. You always have somebody right there with you, okay? Now, when we get to the part where we're gonna actually build business credit, we build business credit in 4 tiers of vendors, right? Each tier will give you about 15 vendors. We'll ask you to pick about 3 of them. And this is what it looks like when you get a vendor. So this one is for Racetrack. Racetrack, they report to Dun & Bradstreet. Their payment terms are revolving. We give you their telephone number, the fax number, a description of what they sell, and how to qualify. So to qualify for a Racetrack account, all you need is an EIN number, a DUNS number, a pay-up score of 78. I told you, and that's easy to get. Prefer 3 years in business, right? They need you to have a business entity, and they need your phone number to be listed with 411 National Directory. Boom. You know when to apply for them. You know when not to apply for Racetrack. You see that? Okay. So here goes Christine. This is one of my clients. Christine got all these accounts in 6 months without using her social. Okay. But not everybody can do this. Not everybody can do it like Christine. I'm trying to tell you. She did it because she's a stay-at-home mom and her husband is a truck driver. So she's at the house all day. Not everybody can do it like she did it, all right? So I'm not saying that you can do it in 6 months, but it can be done. I'm saying if you're diligent, you can do it in 12 months, okay? I'm saying basically 12 months. I ain't trying to give you no pipe dreams or nothing like that, all right? So this is what Christine did. Sprint 2,000, Amazon 4,500, Tractor Supply 5,000, Exxon 5,000, Fuelman Fleet 6,000, BJ 7, BP 8, Lowe's 10, Apple 12.5, Shell 15. Whew. Look at this list. It's over $250,000 in business credit. And you can do it too. Anybody can do it, all right? All right. You just gotta know the steps, right? You just gotta know the steps. You know the routine, all right? So you also get your own business credit advisor who offers concierge service for 12 months to help you build your business credit. You get your own finance officer, all right? You get a finance officer that once you got this credit, we're gonna line you up with the lenders. See, we're like a broker. We have hundreds of legitimate lenders with different programs. So depending on what you wanna buy, what industry your business is in, we have a program that's for you, okay? So it's like when we're building up your business credit, we're getting you qualified to qualify for things we already have on deck, all right? Okay, here goes a summary and we're gonna get out of here. You get your own business finance suite, control panel, discounted business credit reports, DUNS number, larger supply of startup vendors, massive selection of revolving store credit, hard to find cash credit sources, and the cash flow, collateral based, unsecured, and private money sources. This typically will take you 18 to 24 months to do this on your own, but with us, it might take you about 12 months. I have 2 different programs. The core package is what I talked to you about with the control panel, right? And the finance team is the core package. The business credit building program is a one-on-one consultation with me, okay? So for any of these programs, you can get consumer financing, okay? It's easy consumer financing. If you got as low as a 515 credit score, we can get you financed for this program, and we could get you qualified in a minute, all right? All you gotta do is set up your free business credit consultation. Now, the cash price for this is, for the core package, you can get started today. As part of this seminar, you can get started with a huge discount on your premier enrollment. This plan usually goes for $4,400. My price is only $29.95, all right? The cash options are, well, one option is that you can get it financed, right? The other option is you pay in cash. You're paying in cash, there's 2 different options for that. You can put $1,500 down and make 6 monthly payments, or you can make a single payment of $2,250 and save $250. Okay, that's the best deal right there because it has access to the finance team. Now, the business credit building program usually would go for $2,500. This is a 1-year one-on-one consultation with me, and I have access to the vendors and the advisors. And you get, this price is only $995, okay? You can make a $400 deposit and make 3 payments, or you can make a single payment of $750 and save $250 off the rip, okay? Let's say you can't afford that. I got these ebooks. Hook up on these ebooks. Go to businesscreditbuilder.us/ebooks. Check out my ebooks. They go for as low as $10. Let's say you can't afford that. Then what you would do is go to my blog, right? Let me see. Okay, here we go. My blog. Okay, so you go to businesscreditbuilder.us/blog. And you go to blog, right? Go to the blog. The blog is called Business Credit is Real. And there's a whole bunch of information on there. Make sure you subscribe to all the social medias. We also got video podcast on Spotify. Holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? All right, we got the video podcast at Spotify going down. So without further ado, all you need to do is schedule a free business credit consultation by going to businesscreditbuilder.us/consult. Do we have any questions? Miss Anderson got something up in here. If you already have tier 3 accounts, do you recommend getting more tier 1 and tier 3 accounts? I would have to, Miss Anderson, I would have to look over that and see what you do have to make that determination, right? How many accounts you have. And I can't even see how you got tier 3 accounts straight off of your EIN and don't have tier 1 accounts. So that's one thing I'm going to be looking at if I review your credit reports. So that's where we would start with you. We'd pull your credit reports and see exactly where you are so we know where to go forward. Okay? Okay. So cool. Bet that. Oh, you got tier 1. You got 1 and you got 2. Okay. So in that instance, my answer would be, it depends on your needs, right? So some of those vendors, you might need some of that stuff and you keep using them, right? So it's good to keep using your credit, right? Or getting new. You go back and get those tier 1 and you keep using them because they want to see activity. They want to see you using your credit. That's positive. That's what they call experiences and having more experiences, right? Okay. Any more questions, anybody? This is your chance. Every week, one time a week, I answer any business credit related questions you have. And you get answers straight from the business credit expert. Word is born. Okay. Was this useful to y'all? That's what I want to know also. Tamika says, thank you. This was so informative. Ms. McFadden, her name looks familiar. Thank you very much for sharing your knowledge. Thank you very much for coming, Miss McFadden. I ain't want to mess up Hawisha. I ain't want to mess that up. Kia says, thank you. Yes, very good, she says. Thank you very much, Kia. I appreciate it. All right. Even Miss Anderson said, yes, very informative. G, because I'm definitely going to mess up your name. We call her G. Thank you very much. Do you have a credit repair seminar? Well, if you got a credit, well, personal credit or business credit. I don't do the personal credit. Business credit, I can just talk to you about business credit, how to repair business credit. All right. but I don't have a class on how to repair business credit because every situation is different. What the mistake is and then how to fix it is different for every situation, right? So we got to look at the situation, determine what the error is, determine what the fix of the error is, right? Okay, but basically to correct a bad situation on, let's say you got bad business credit, right? To correct bad business credit, you give him some good business credit, right? So you going good, you got a good, then you got a bad, a late payment. So then let's get an on-time payment or an early payment in there, right? That's how you offset that bad stuff. All right. That's the credit repair right there. All right. Boom, boom, bam. Make sure y'all get that free business credit consultation, get your free guide and all that stuff, right? Go ahead, Miss Hawisha, what you want to say?
Okay, so this is an issue that I saw when you just talked about bad business credit. So what happened, this gentleman I know, he had a towing company and he also has a car dealership. So with his car dealership business credit, it was already at an 80. What happened was he got a UCC filing against his towing, which said that it was in an automobile accident or whatever. The insurance company sued him for $20,000. They put the $20,000 on the business, the Duns and Bradstreet business for the auto sales, the dealership. So here it is, the 80 Duns and Brad goes down to a 3. I never saw a 3. Okay. So it's like now it's like it's shot. So like in a scenario like that, you say and building it back up, it's like, okay, what do you do?
So in that situation, we got to figure out what the error is. Now, it might be a legitimate error because it sounds like the way you describe it is that they incorrectly put it on the wrong company. So the thing is to find out how they did that incorrectly. So that's in all that credibility stuff, right? So if those businesses are totally separate, how did they find out that they are connected, right?
And that's why I was like, I said, without using his personal, social, it's like, how did they do that?
So also on, there's this thing called the, what's the name of it? The exchange, the finance exchange, right? That's something that you don't have control over. So they get public records and put it on your credit. You see, so banks, they have this good old boy network, but they share information behind the scenes, right?
Okay.
It sounds ridiculous, but it don't sound out cold, right? This should be happening, right? So between the banks, they got this internal thing where they're sharing information. So like, if you got something bad, they might send it over to Dun & Bradstreet, you see? And if there's a business associated with that name, then they're trying to find the links, you see? So with your situation that you're describing, we'd have to look deep down in there and see where they overlap that and see if there's a way that we can correct it.
Okay, well, I would definitely have him reach out to you because that was just one of the things that was weird, but it happened. Yeah,
that's a weird situation. And a lot of that right there happens. A lot of that happens, okay? So that's not, stuff will happen you can never even think that will happen. And then you got to figure out, well, what's the error? Just like first we got to figure out what the error is. There's an error, right? Now we got to figure out what the error is. Now we got to correct it. And our team, they can be right up on that situation, all right? That's an advanced situation too. I don't even know that one off the top of my head. I would be going to my advisors on the real, okay? So I'm not trying to say that I know every single thing. I would be going to my advisors, yo, check this out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for real, but we can make that happen, no doubt.
Right, thank you.
Have a good day. Everybody, any more questions before we get out of here? I appreciate everybody for coming. Don't forget, we got the hookup on the websites for June, right? We got the hookup, so check me out on that. If we don't have any more questions, then we're gonna end this joint. I didn't went over the time. like a mug. I went over the time. Woo! All right. But I appreciate y'all. If no more questions, I thank y'all and bid y'all fairly adieu. Did I say that right? I think I messed that up. But anyway, everybody, peace. Peace, Aki. One time. Yeah, yeah. That's how we do it, boy. That's how we get down this piece. You know what I'm saying? Ha. Miss Anderson, peace. Yeah, that's how we do it. One, love, peace. We're gonna stop the share and get out of here. Yeah, boy.